Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be how to properly compliment a woman. Well, like I talk about in my book, I talk about a lot of things, a lot of low-risk things that a guy can use to determine whether or not he's got a chance with a girl before he actually asks her for her phone number or asks her out on a date, so he makes sure that he's actually pursuing somebody that's interested in him. And what I say to do in the book is to not offer compliments, because most guys get themselves into trouble with compliments because they're nervous, and what happens is they end up coming off robotic, and their compliments, instead of being an authentic expression from your heart because you're so nervous and you're trying to come up with things to say, what happens is you can get into a place where your compliments actually sound like you're being some kind of therapist or a doctor or some like biologist observing a creature in nature, and so your compliments come off like bribes for sex instead of authentic expressions of your heart. And I've got an email here from a guy who's basically done just that with a woman that he met. And so he says, "Hey Corey, I'm reading your book and I'm trying things out. And you say in your book that women like attention. I gave attention to a female about her hair and nails, not in a negative way. I was being a man saying your hair looks nice, and she had two different colors in her pictures. So I said that I liked the brunette style on her better, and she agreed. Then I started to notice her nails, and then she told me what's with the third degree, and I said I am a guy who pays attention and is aware. She said she wasn't used to someone that extreme. When women finally get a 3% man, they are not used to it. Do they call you extreme, or maybe it creeps them out because they are used to weak men? What do you say about this?" And I would say it's not so much what you said, it was all in how you said it, and probably you were a little nervous. And was it really her nails that you liked? Or was it her beautiful eyes, or her breasts, or her butt? I mean, what did you like about her? I mean, I'll give you an example. I met a beautiful woman last week when I was having lunch. And as the more I talked with her and chatted with her, she had a lot of spunk to her. She had a lot of personality, and she was fucking with me. She was playing with me in a good way, and I liked that. It was very sexy because she had a lot of confidence. And as the more I talked to her and the more I interacted with her, and when she turned around, I happened to notice her ass, and she just had absolutely the most unbelievable ass on a woman that I've seen in a long time. One of my former girlfriends won the Miss Figure competition, so I'm a connoisseur of women with beautiful butts, I like to think, and I was just absolutely amazed at the shape of her body. And as obviously I got to know her a little bit better when we met up for drinks the next night, I found out that she was a runner, and she runs just like I do 3-4 days a week. And so obviously that's one of the reasons why she's in such great shape. And so as I sat there, and I mean, when I first saw her, I thought, wow, this girl's really beautiful. But as she started interacting with me and she started busting my balls about things, I thought, well, I really like this girl. She's got a lot of confidence in her. She's very sexy. And so the more I talked to her and the more I interacted with her when I was eating lunch, I got to the point where I was like, wow, I really like this. She's really fucking cool. And she's really beautiful. And she's got a lot of confidence. And even though she was a lot younger than me, I thought, it didn't bother me, because I like younger women anyways, as it is. And it's very rare to find a younger woman who's also got a lot of confidence and has a spine and who will stand up to me and not let me just run all over her or get offended at the things that I say. I mean, some of the shit that came out of her mouth when we were together was pretty fucking outrageous, and I really liked that about her. And so my compliment to her I thought she was beautiful and she had gorgeous eyes and everything, but I speak from my heart, and I say what I feel is on my mind at that point. And I was sitting there, and I said to her, you have a fucking unbelievable body. And so she's got all of her regular customers around me. It was a packed bar at lunch. And she said, "What?" And I said, "You have a fucking unbelievable body." I repeated it to her. And she went, "You really think so?" And then she just instantly turned this girl with dark, beautiful tan skin. And she turned red as a lobster. She was like a fire hydrant. She got so red, and she got embarrassed. She got a little flustered. And so she kind of walked away, because it just totally, she obviously doesn't get complimented like that authentically from men very often. I'm sure lots of guys tell her that she's beautiful, but not in the way where I expressed what I really thought and I really felt about her. And that was just the one thing that I wanted to communicate to her. And before I left, I said, when are you free to meet up for a drink? And I made a date with her right on the spot to meet up the next night for a drink. I didn't even know what her name was. I didn't know what her phone number was at that point. And then after we made plans to meet, I said, what's your number? I'll call you in case something comes up. And then I also asked her what her name was, and so she gave me her name. She wrote it down on a piece of paper with her number. And then I got a piece of paper from her, and I wrote my name and my number on it, and I gave it to her. And I made a definite date on the spot. And that's all you have to do. It was an authentic expression of the heart. I wasn't sitting there talking about picking on her hair or the way she was dressed or her feet. That wasn't all I was talking about. And that's why I talk about in my book. It's better if you're just starting out with this stuff to not start using compliments, because if you're nervous, or because this is what a lot of guys do, they get to a place and it's like they get stuck on one thing, or they get stuck on like the same joke, or they keep saying the same thing over and over again because that's, they're nervous and they can't think of anything to say. And what happens is you come off as being robotic and nervous, and instead of a beautiful, authentic expression of your heart, then your compliments kind of sound like bribes to get a date, kind of like the old Chris Rock joke from his comedy routine. It's like a guy opens the door for a chick. It's like he opens the door, he's like, want some dick? He's like, you have really beautiful eyes. Want some dick? And that's how the compliments come across to a woman, which is a turnoff. But if you can express from your heart how you authentically feel and what you really like about her, if you think her eyes are beautiful, tell her your eyes are fucking enchanting if that's the way you feel. If you love her hair, you think she's got gorgeous, beautiful, long black hair, like black, beautiful silk, tell her that. Describe exactly what it is. But don't get yourself into a situation like where this particular guy did, where you're talking about things and you're talking about her hair looks nice and her nails look nice, and it's not what you really like about her. And so it's kind of inauthentic. You're just saying things, and so it comes across as a bribe and being inauthentic, and she feels like you're picking her apart and being critical of her instead of, because feminine energy grows through praise. And so instead of telling her and communicating her what you really like about her, you end up saying frivolous, phony, inauthentic things that aren't really true expressions of your heart, and therefore that's why she says, why are you giving me the third degree? And so if you're not really comfortable, if you're really super nervous around women, then you shouldn't start out with compliments right away until you get to a place where you're comfortable with yourself. Practice the things I talk about in my book. I mean, it's all based upon how you feel, what your level of confidence is, because you can go right up to a woman and just say, I want you. You're fucking absolutely amazing. You're the most beautiful woman I've met in years. You're the most beautiful woman I've seen in the last 6 months. You're the most beautiful woman I've seen in a week. Whatever it is, make it an authentic expression of your heart. Say it. Don't hold anything back. Because if you don't say what you really mean, but you want to offer her a compliment and it's not how you really feel, she can tell. Women are emotional beings. They can read men pretty well when they offer things or they say things about them. And so if I were you, I would lay off of the compliments, or if you're going to go with compliments, make sure you're authentically saying what you really like about it. If you love her boobs, tell her, God, I love your boobs. They're fucking perfect. Or I love your ass. It's like the most amazing ass I've ever seen. I mean, you're an absolute fucking rock star goddess. Tell the girl what you feel about her. And if you can't and you don't feel comfortable, don't offer any compliments, because you're going to fuck it up, because you're going to sound totally inauthentic and incongruent with your words, because you're saying one thing, your words are offering a compliment about something that's really not what you're into. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be in the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you the response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, go to my website, and underneath the email sign-up box is going to be a link that will take you to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, on the right-hand side of the download page, there is a button that will take you to a page, because you don't have to have a Kindle device, where you can download a free Kindle e-reader app that'll basically turn your Android smartphone, your iPhone, your Mac, your iPad, your PC into a Kindle e-reader. It only takes a matter of seconds to download that and install it on your device. And once you've done that, it takes a few more seconds to download my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.